Yo, ain't nothing, and I say nothing, gonna make me jump into this here studio faster than somebody in the media spreading false narratives against my guy Shedeur or Coach Prime. Like I told y'all, I do this here media thing. I ain't just some YouTuber out here that just jumped on YouTube and he ain't got no background. If you don't know me, I get it. I does this here. Y'all in the media. We dealt with this in college and now we got to deal with it with the national media or in the pros in the NFL. Let me introduce myself to y'all. You play the game. We're going to call you out. We're going to come for you. Okay? But anyways, listen guys, there's a clip from your girl, Mary Kay Kabat. I'm going to react to it, but before I do, please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Welcome to TLP Sports Club, guys. I appreciate you clicking on this video. I go by the name of Harry B, and the B means billion. Mary Kay's trying to start something. I gotta come for her. I gotta come for homie. Let's go ahead and watch the clip and we'll talk about it.
I have a tendency to look good. But then you've got two rookies who have also played a lot of ball. I mean, you've got Dillon Gabriel, who is very smooth and efficient. And I thought he was that way with the pre-snap stuff, even in rookie camp. He just had an unbelievable command of that kind of stuff. So I think that's going to be important. And we're going to have to see, can Shedeur handle all of that stuff while learning a whole new scheme? These other guys have all had to pick up new terminology and new schemes very, very quickly. They've had to adapt and pivot to different coordinators. I mean, Shedeur has had Pat Shurmur as his offensive coordinator for a long time. He's had his dad, Deion Sanders, as his head coach for a long time. They've all been speaking a certain language for a long period of time. So he is almost an old dog learning new tricks for the first time, whereas all of the other guys are very used to change. Take Dillon Gabriel alone. He's probably had 6, 7, 8 different coordinators in his college career. He's done all different kinds of things. And so I think he just has that ability to pivot and adapt. And we know that Kenny can do that. And we know that Joe can do that. So these are some.
What's she talking about? What in the world is Mary Kay talking about? Yo, okay, so I was really about to go hard on Mary, okay? I was really about to come for Mary. But after watching the video, I feel kind of bad for Mary. Mary seemed like she didn't know what she was talking about. So I'm going to have a little bit more grace than I initially was going to have because I was ready to come for Mary. I understand when you're in a space or when you're talking about something that you may not have the full information. So you're trying your best to provide information or you're trying to be analytical, but you don't have all of the information. So I'm going to give a little bit of grace, but we still got to come for Mary. Because Mary, you are supposed to be the Browns insider. I don't think Mary watched any college football. I don't think she covered any college football. So I gotta be very gracious when it comes to this. So Mary, I don't know you personally, but I do understand that there are times where we're off our rocker a little bit, times where we don't have all of the information. We're trying our best. Because if I was to read your body language while I'm looking at you, while I'm listening to you, it seemed like maybe you weren't prepared fully. So I'm gonna give you grace on that. This was bad, all right? Like if you're listening to her, you're watching her, she's like, and those type of stuff and the stuff like that, it's like, oh, Mary, dang, Mary, I really wanted to come for you, but I'm like, oh, okay, I understand, Mary. You got family to feed. You're doing this job. I don't know if this is your bread and butter. I don't know. You ain't using the same language that other analysts use. You're not quick with it. So this is not your bread and butter. This is not what you do on a daily. It feels that way. I don't know Mary. I'm new to Mary and the Browns. All right. A lot of us are new here. I'm trying to bring myself up to speed with the Browns, who their beat reporters are, who their inside insiders are. So I'm trying to get myself familiarized with this land so that I can bring content to help all of us to understand the area that we're in. I did the same thing for Colorado. But here it is. We are getting used to Mary. This is the person that we're going to be leaning on because she's supposed to be the insider. But this insider does not seem like she understands this landscape. So I have to apply some grace from that standpoint of understanding about who she is. But this was ridiculous. Are you serious? I don't want to come all pompous and seem like a know-it-all because I'm not. All right, Mary, let me help you out. Shedeur has had many coordinators. At one point, he had like 2 coordinators in one season. You would know that if you ever follow college football or if you just maybe subscribe to this channel and you follow this channel because I pretty much provide all of the information you need. Oh, Mary, this is going to be bad for you. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of the sport, okay? But don't take it too hard. For y'all out there who don't know who Mary is or who do know who Mary is, give her a little bit of grace. We don't know it all. But Mary, look, let's ask ChatGPT. Why don't we, okay? Let's go ahead and just ask ChatGPT. Oh, Mary. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mary. I got to do this to you. Give me the list of offensive coordinators that Shedeur Sanders played under during his college career. Shedeur Sanders had played under the following offensive coordinators during his college career. At Jackson State, 2021 to 2022. I was like, and that kind of stuff. Mary's a writer. Mary probably don't do this football stuff. This football stuff ain't for Mary. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. It's not a woman's thing. It's a Mary thing, okay? There's a lot of women that would take me to task. So I ain't trying to make this a sexist thing. I'm just saying straight up, this is a Mary thing. Mary should have studied a little bit more for that podcast, okay? She should have went in a little bit more. Maybe you should have done a little bit of research. Ask ChatGPT before you start giving commentary like that. We have Michael Pollock, offensive coordinator. And then in 2022, we have Brett Bartolone. At Colorado in 2023, I mean, these are stories that we all covered several times, okay? Man, if you just watched my channel, you would have known all of this, Mary. In 2023, Sean Lewis was this very smart coordinator who was on his upward trajectory. He was the head coach at Kent State, and Coach Prime brought him in from recommendations from other people around the league, brought him in to be the coordinator for the 2023 team. Now, this was widely covered. I don't know where Mary was, what she was doing. Okay, I know when you're a writer, you got things to write, so maybe you're not paying attention to certain things. And if college football is not your thing, then don't speak on it. All right, if you don't know college football is vicious. I just happen to be covering college football, and now I'm coming back to the NFL where I know, but college football is vicious. If you do not pay attention to what's going on, you're not on the beat. Get it? Beat writers, if you're not on the beat, keeping your eyes and ears to the ground, you can kind of talk out of pocket and not really understand and make yourself look a little foolish. And Mary, I'm sorry, but you sounded a lot like you ain't know what you was talking about. All right? I'm trying to be nice about this. Mid-season, Sean Lewis was famously demoted. And that's when Pat Shurmur stepped in and took over for play calling for the rest of that season. Like, even Shedeur himself, if you ever covered him, he's on record for saying he has so many different OCs during his college career. So the whole argument that you're trying to make, you're saying Dillon Gabriel is real smooth with it. Maybe you haven't heard. Maybe you haven't heard, but that is like what they say about Shedeur, that he's very smooth with it. Yo. Oh, man. Yo, the grace that I'm trying to allow would not give me the opportunity to just really go in the way I really wanted to go in, okay? But the whole idea of being smooth with it, old dog learning new tricks, like, come on. The different OCs that he was under, he had to learn their language. He had to understand how they move, how they call plays. So he's been dealing with different OCs his entire college career. This is widely known. Everybody knows this. I do understand that you may not know this. And the reason why I had to do this video, Mary, is because voices like yours carry weight in the media. People are listening. People are trying to grab for information. What are they saying? I know that the decisions are not going to be made by you. The decisions are going to be made by the team. And what you have to say doesn't really sway the decision making at all. I get it because this is the media, so we have to deal with it. But the reason why I have to come and say this is because because there's people on every side. There's people looking for information. And when you're providing bad information, you're creating this narrative. There are people out there with negative thoughts about how Shedeur is, and they don't really know Shedeur, and they will never take the time to learn Shedeur because they are comfortable being in the little corner or box of the internet that they are and how they consume information. Channels like mine, I'm going to come on here and I have to correct your information because that's bad information. I don't know the consumers of the podcast that you were on. If you guys are the Browns podcast and a whole lot of new people are here, and I'm going to tell you, millions and millions of new people are here, especially just my own little corner over here. We call ourselves the BWBs. We are the bandwagon Bucks, but now we're also the bandwagon Browns. So think about it. We're here, we're new. We're trying to learn the lay of the land. We're trying to understand who is who are the beat writers that we're going to be listening to, the insiders, are they biased, are they neutral, are they unbiased? We don't know, but it sounds like you have a bias to these other players because it sounds like you don't even know Shedeur. So for you to say what you're saying about Shedeur, it makes me scratch my head and think like, does this woman even know football? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to ask the question, like, do you even understand what you're talking about? Doesn't make a lot of sense for you to say what you said because everything you said is exactly the flip side. Shedeur would be the one that actually understands the change of the language. Shedeur understands. He's very astute. He's very smart. He's highly intelligent. In case you didn't know that, Mary, in case you ain't know that, and something's glazing your eyes, all right, about Shedeur, in case you didn't know that, his father calls him grown. He knows the plays, and he's the one that's telling all of his guys, no, we want to go here. He's the smart quarterback that you want leading your generals. For all of you old head Browns that have been around for a long time that don't understand who Shedeur is, just keep it locked here at TLP Sports Club. Look around the videos. I have made a whole bunch of videos about Shedeur and about Prime and Colorado so you can understand who you're dealing with, because I think some people are letting the 5th round 144 get to their understanding of who they're dealing with. Shedeur is not your regular 5th rounder. It's just happened to be whatever the idea for these teams, whatever intel they got, instead of them, listening to that phone call that they got to say, hey, Shedeur is not this, he's X, Y, and Z, don't get him. Instead of them listening to that, all they had to do was just say, all right, thank you for the information, put the phone down and let the information develop for themselves. Not listen to another party telling them, don't pick him because he has a bad attitude or he seems entitled or whatever you guys felt was wrong with him. But we're not dealing with a 5th rounder. We're dealing with a 1st rounder, supposed to be number 1 overall type of talent. And his intelligence is out of this world. Everything that you're explaining about the other guys that you think Joe has, Dylan has, or Pickett has, Shedeur has those things. I don't want to take it in that other direction because I don't know you, Mary. I don't want to take the left turn. All right, because I'm left-handed, so I don't want to take the creative turn, if you know what I mean. We always throwing those words out. But if you're just talking about football and you think like the other players are smarter than Shedeur, and you think at this point, because he's had the same coordinators for so long, he's an old dog learning new tricks, and that's probably not going to happen, Mary, I just want to let you know that Shedeur is probably going to be one of the smartest ones in that room. You don't know this, Mary. You don't understand this. When you cover these guys, try to be objective. Try to stay neutral. If somebody gives you an objective to do, then fine. Do what you're supposed to do. Do your job. I get it. But we out here, especially some of us media folks and some of us folks that can read between the line, and we start smelling like, something's stinking. You got to get to know these players. If you're going to be covering these players, you got to get to know all of them. Go watch their games. Go watch the highlights if you have to. Follow their careers a little bit because you're going to be covering them for a while now. Okay, Mary? We're here. BWBs. Bandwagon Browns. Welcome, Mary. Welcome to the herd. You heard? Smash that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.